You've heard this and you hear this probably every day of your life since you've turned into an actor, is how different your characters have been from the person that you are, and how each character is different from the previous one, right? Of course, Gangubai being a prime example. But even then, so say a Gangubai is still a Bombay person. Chances you could have been to Kamatipura. I think the one that really takes the cake would have to be Udta Punjab, right? I mean, girl from Jharkhand, once a hockey player. You apparently learned hockey for months, but didn't even...
1 month, yeah.
1 month you learned it, you didn't even play on the screen.
One
just to
shot.
get it. For, wow.
Not for the screen, for the song.
Right, for
this,
this,
yeah.
No, so this is a part that was actually not even offered to you.
No,
You
it wasn't.
You went to the director and said, listen, I want to play this?
Yeah.
Because you knew about it?
So Shahid and I was shooting for Shandar at the time. So he told me about the script, saying that, you know, it's such a good script and I want you to read it. And maybe he was taking my advice on it, or maybe he was actually going to suggest me for this part. I don't know. But Shahid and I had become like really good friends, and he was just like taking my advice and just read the script. I read the script and I was like, wow, like what a part. And I was like, listen, I want to do this part. He said, okay. I mean, I also think it will be quite cool actually and all of that. And like, you know, you should meet Chaube. So then I met Chaube and I had to convince Chaube that I will do it. So he was like, I'm still realigning because I had a certain image in his mind. But she's this young girl, heroine. Correct, like that kind of image, because I had done those kind of films. Although I had done a film like Highway, for Chaube to reimagine me as that character was a big thing. So he had to sleep on it. So we did a look test or something like that, and he was still not sure. But I said, listen, I'll work very hard. I'll really prove myself, but I really want to play this part. And I don't know why, it was just because I wanted to prove that I can be totally opposite also. Like I wanted to prove to myself maybe and to the world that, listen, I'm a chameleon. I can get into any shape and size. I didn't know whether I'd be able to do it. I just wanted to prove it somehow. So we did a look test and everything, and I think something clicked in him. Maybe the dedication, maybe the fact that I was like, listen, very charged and excited to do it. And I worked bloody hard on it. Like I really
This is,
worked
if
hard.
I'm not mistaken, the first film that you workshopped for, right?
For a month.
For a month.
With Pankaj Tripathi.
That's what I wanted to get at.
Yes.
Please tell me everything, because Pankaj Tripathi really prepared you, which a lot of
Yes.
people may not know,
No.
prepared you for this role.
So this was, Pankaj Tripathi has always been an extremely reputed and loved actor. But this is before he broke into the movie scene.
Okay.
Okay, like he was always very loved in theatre and very loved generally and reputed amongst actors because he, you know, is this really, really fine actor. But there is a Pankaj Tripathi wave that came now after that. It came after that.
Okay.
So I got that opportunity to get his time 1 month. So Pankaj sir, along with Chaube and myself, we would sit and work through the dialogues every day. So I didn't speak much in Udta Punjab, the character, my character, she didn't speak much, but when she spoke, it was very Thet, like
The Jharkhandi...
Jhat, you know, dialect.
Yeah.
So we worked on that. We worked only on that. Same words, same this thing again and again, all of that. Different workshops of body language, how they sit. There's a certain way they sit on their haunches and they can sit like that for hours. I sat like that for 2 minutes and I got like that, my legs were hurting. So he taught me how to do that. Like so we would actually sit like that and speak like that. Then he made me do a lot of workshops, just acting workshops on how to loosen the body, a certain expression which is like dead eyes, open mouth, but there's still so much intricacy inside the eyes, like there's so much depth and there's so much pain which you can't make up. You have to experience it in your head. So actually, this Udta Punjab was the first film that I went kind of method on, first one and only. I didn't take a phone to the shoot. I didn't have a phone. I just had one device to stay in touch with my family. And there were days when I was not shooting, so I would have no entertainment. I would not watch any TV. I would sit without entertainment.
You were living that person's life.
I was
almost.
living a
I mean, obviously not that person's life. Because
no, I was
that
not, because I was
person's life is
sitting in a
pathetic,
hotel room.
Yeah.
So totally not living that life. But I went a little method on it. I don't know why. But because I felt like it's the only thing, if I'm said I need to give it my all to transform, I really need to give it my all. So I kind of did give it my all.
Did it affect you in some way? Because there is one particular scene, Alia, and I think we've spoken about this at some point, is the haystack scene where you just went full freaking method on it, and people around on the sets, they got worried for you.
When I'm crying, right?
Yeah.
See, that's her big breakdown, her big emotional moment. And she's just been through so much. She's escaped, she's been given heroin, and like, it's like, I mean, it's the worst situation you can imagine for any human being. So yeah, I kind of prepped myself mentally for it and all of that, but I had to go full all out on it, and people on set should get nervous and scared for me, because that is what you would feel for the character when you're watching the movie. Later on and all of that, even my hair makeup team, they were like, you know,
Calm
kind
down.
of being little very, very warm towards me, but I needed to do that, yeah, for the part. And I'm happy I did it, but there's a part of me that won't do it again. Like, the thing is, like, I feel like the fact that I only played that part for 20 days was great. Like, I don't know how I would have survived it for like 60 days.
You will never do something like this again.
I mean, never say never.
Right.
Very hard, but emotionally very hard, very weird kind of feeling to feel that way, na?
Did it affect you after, when you were done with the movie? Were there residues of it?
The thing is, that's the film I went really method on. Like I told you, I went and I actually visited villages nearby on the outskirts of Punjab, and I went and saw the girls and I spoke to them, and like, there was a guy sitting over there, there was a group of 4 girls and 1 boy. He was the only one who had a phone. They were not given a phone. It was very difficult to see. I mean, what difficult to see? Like, they are living it, but they had such a lovely spirit. So I felt quite like that was something that I really, really prepped hard for, only because it was so alien from my life and so different from where it was. But yeah, I'm a person of high empathy, so I felt a lot of that residue, maybe, like, in a way of like the empathy that I felt for people who are pushed to their daily limit of life but still find a hope of survival, which I've tried to look at the beauty in everything, so I saw a lot of beauty in that.
Obviously, the one, and you've said this before, the one that came closest to you as a person was Dia Zindagi. That's a character that you could see yourself in.
Yeah.
How?
Maybe because of the life, you know, like she's a young girl, life issues,
First world problems.
first world problems, child, like, you know, traumatic childhood issues. But see, the world exists in your eyes, right? Like, you open your eyes and that is your world. So what we definitely, when we look at it, when we give it like a classification, it's first world problems. But when you're living the problem, it's not a first world problem. You may classify it as that, but you are living it and you're feeling it. So she's feeling those issues. So I'm saying in terms of like cushioned life and those issues, I could relate to that world. Maybe not necessarily to the character, but to the world.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.